I'm so proud of you here today. I'm so thankful for you because you're the remnant, all right? And you have been through so much this year, yet you're here standing for those who cannot stand for themselves, and your voices are lifted up for those voices who've been silenced. First of all, I'm a man of prayer first, then I am a preacher, and needless to say, throughout this year, I have been praying and interceding. First of all, I'd like to really, from the bottom of my heart, let you to know it's not over, okay? It is not over. First of all, God let us know that he does things in his own time, in his own way. And you got to remember, right now, this is a time of faith. That's why you're here right now, because you came here not because of circumstances. You came here because of justice. And justice always prevails. Truth crushed to earth shall rise again. I don't want to be overly political today, but I want you to know that unquestionably there will be those who will stand for you in our government, and that Roe versus Wade is going to be overturned. There's no question. Now, if you're like me on Wednesday, you are like Martha and Mary. Okay? Thursday morning, I was like saying, Lord, if you'd have been here, if you just would have been here, okay? This didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. This is not the way I prayed. This is not the way I interceded. I'm not expecting what's going on. But guess what? Martha and Mary were the same way. The one thing you have to understand is this, okay? We both had the bottom line. And the bottom line is that Lazarus had to get up. And guess what? Lazarus had two terms. I don't want to start right now. Okay, all right? And how he got his second term was not the way we thought it would go down. Okay? And that's where you're at right now. So wait a few days. It stinks every day, like Lazarus stunk. Martha said, Lord, he stinketh by now. We've given up by now. There's no way it can happen now. But God is not interested in your dates. He's not interested in your time. And he's not really overly interested in the Constitution. God has a way of doing things in his own time, and it won't be too much longer. Okay, and I'm not talking about years, I'm talking about months, if not days. Because, see, you cannot bury treason. You cannot bury treason. It will rise. Truth crushed to earth will rise again. Because it's not going the route that you figured, don't draw back. There's something going on right now as I speak, I won't get into, but there's things going on right now. This will not stand. This will not stand. And see, the Lord is trying his people right now. Will you have faith? Will you believe me, he's saying. God's saying, believe on the Lord. Believe him. Matter of fact, 2 Chronicles, 20th chapter, the 20th verse, it says, believe God and you shall be established. Believe his prophetical voices and you shall prosper. I know this is confusing. And I know it seems like indeed we have a setback. But trust me, this may lead to the greatest reaping of corruption that comes out of this nation. And it had to be, this is the only way. This is the only way it could be done. It's not pretty, nor is it anything comfortable. But it's just like if someone told me you have to have an operation. There's a tumor deep in your body. We got to cut you. We got to put you to sleep. I'm not running for that to happen, but I know it's necessary. Right now we're going through a process that's necessary, that indeed righteousness once again will be a part of the fabric of this nation. Look at what you have here. It's a spell from the devil on people. who will not recognize the truth, first, of a human being inside the womb, and the lies that they're being fed by the false prophets of the mainstream media. You got to recognize you need God now more than you ever did, and this is the most important Walk for Life San Francisco that you've ever had, because you had to stand in the midst of trouble, stand in the midst of a parent. Listen, faith is the substance of things hoped for. It's the evidence of things not seen. Right now, that's where you're at, okay? You have to hope and believe, but what's going to give you hope, don't lose hope, okay? Because your faith then has nothing to materialize in this natural world. Understand, we've never been here before, but you never had COVID before. You never saw 6 states stop counting at 11 o'clock before, okay? You're in a place you've never been, so you need a God to guide you through. Do not go by things seen. And I know it looks bad, all right? But guess what? Jesus came on the 4th day, on the 5th day, and maybe the 6th day, on the 7th day. Jesus came, and Lazarus got his second term. Not the way we thought it, not the way we planned it, because if he'd have just showed up when we wanted him to, there had been no miracle to behold and see the God of all his glory. So he waited, so this nation once again will unquestionably recognize that he is the God of righteousness, salvation, and hope. Understand, listen to the hypocrisies are going to cease. Planned Parenthood has, at this point, in 5, if you did not know, in 5 regions have basically proclaimed that Margaret Sanger is a racist. Okay? Margaret Sanger did harm to people of color. Now, in a society that is so sensitive about race, but yet you have a party that race baits, and yet is so hypocritical. If indeed Planned Parenthood said, and this is what you need to start right here in California, right here in San Francisco, go over by Nancy's house, something, be peaceful, be prayerful, but ask this question. If Planned Parenthood has admitted to the racism of Margaret Sanger, then you give back that Margaret Sanger award. Give the Margaret Sanger award back. Okay, because the very place, foundation in which you received it, has declared that she was a racist and did great harm to people of color. Where's BLM on that one? Okay, I need some help. You want to help me with that BLM? I'll take it. Come on. All right, let's go ask Nancy for that back. Because she has been declared a racist by the very organization that she headed and founded, which means the foundation, Planned Parenthood, started in the spirit of racism. So we have to recognize it's not over. Let me tell you something, what I told them in New Jersey on yesterday. God has not turned a deaf ear to your prayers. He has heard your cries. He has heard it. You know, some of you, I'm looking over here and looking there. Some of y'all remember rock and roll. Amen. We got some old rock and rollers here. Okay, you say that to teenagers today, they don't know what you're talking about. But see, we have another rock. That rock is Jesus Christ. So let me just tell you this. As far as last Wednesday, the rock hasn't rolled yet. The rock will roll, and unquestionably justice is coming. Just let God do it. Let him do it. He has not turned a deaf ear to your cries. 62 million cries since 1973. The shedding of innocent blood pollutes the ground. From the very first chapter, I think it's 3rd or 4th chapter, amen, we know that innocent blood cries out to God. God has not turned a deaf ear to those cries, and God has not turned a deaf ear to your cries. Someone read from the book that you're right at. Sister, not Eva, amen, but Dolores, sorry. Sister Dolores, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this present age, against spiritual wickedness in high places. She read from there because you are now in a place and foundation of dealing with this present evil that assumes that they have won. It's only an assumption at best. And so you have to recognize by standing here, you are pushing back those forces and allowing justice to come in. It won't come in maybe from the courts. It may come from another court. Don't want to say too much. But you got to understand, justice is coming. Justice is coming. I'm seeing that image there of Mother Guadalupe. Remember, God turned it around, a whole country of 15 million people. God turned it around in a moment's time, all right? God's power stopped child sacrifice in a moment's time. You got to recognize that's the same God you're serving. That's the same God you're with. Stop playing, don't pay attention to inauguration dates. Don't pay attention to an electorate. They do not decide the destiny of unborn children. God does. And if he chooses to go another route, as he did with Lazarus, to get it done, he is still going to get it done. Mary and Martha were weeping in laughter and joy and thanksgiving, and so shall you. You're telling Nancy, you're telling Newsom, you're telling this mayor that no, we are not drawing back. We are God's people. We are God's anointed, and he has told us yes. And it won't be long. It won't be 4 years, folks. It won't be long, all right? And so you're going to build on the labors in which we have done in the past. This movement, I pray, will go all the way down the Market Street next year, okay, when it gathers. So you're special today. You are the remnant. God always uses a remnant. But it's not so much for numbers. It's to tell the world, it's to tell principalities and powers, your day has come, your power is broken. You imagine a wicked device you are not able to perform. I'm telling you, it's not over. Justice will rain down. You will see it. And this will be the beginning of a breakthrough, not only for the children in the womb, but for us to recognize that Jesus Christ is Lord. He is coming back. He is the God of justice. He is the God that hears your prayers. Just tell him, I'm not going to tell you how to do this anymore, Lord, but just do it. Say that with me. I'm not going to tell you, Father, how to do this. Just do it. God bless you.